Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei and we are here for another morning forecast show. We're live every single morning. And this information will still mostly be relevant when you watch this as a video later on. Why am I saying mostly? Well, because PPI is coming out very, very shortly and we'll be covering it live on the show. And that could lead to 50 basis point rate cuts, and I'll be telling you who's calling for 50 basis point rate cuts, but it can also lead to a market correction, which we don't want to see, but I'll tell you why that is the case and how to prepare for that, and also we'll be covering it live. We've also got basically crypto near its parabolic stage now. This is the time of the market we've all been waiting for the last 4 years, and it is in full effect. Last night we covered Bitcoin all-time highs. And since it has sold off a little bit, and if PPI comes in quite bad, then that could result in a double top for Bitcoin for a short-term downtrend. However, if PPI comes in pretty well, then we can see all-time highs on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin and Ethereum today, and XRP, again, my thoughts are all-time highs in September. We've also got the Bullish IPO analysis. The day is over. The Bullish IPO was out. It was a great success, but I'll be giving you my thoughts and opinions and the full analysis on that. So thank you everyone for tuning into the show. What we're going to do is start off by going to our webpage, our newsletter, the upgraded Martyn Lucas newsletter, we like to call it here, now called rebranded to Sensei's Insights. And today's news story, we will click on it here. Remember, it's a web page, you can go back and see all of them. And the reason I'm going to this, because the one big thing today is today's PPI report. If you have just tuned in, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm also going to put a countdown on the clock for the inflation report. So what I'm going to do is put a countdown on the screen right now. Something like that. I'll put that on the screen, and I'll put this as a PPI report data, just so you all know exactly when that big data report is coming in. This is going to be, again, one of the more important reports we've seen in a while. So PPI data is coming out shortly. Have I got that right? 43 minutes, 50... Yeah, that is right. So PPI data is coming out then. And why is it important? Well, today's PPI report is a live wire for markets with a 96% chance. Let me go to comments just to make sure I'm reading everything as well. Yep. With a 96% chance priced in for a September rate cut, even a slight upside surprise in core service inflations could flip the Fed script and delay easing. And that's why I'm issuing this warning that if today's PPI isn't in line with what we saw a couple days ago with CPI, it could unfortunately maybe put an end to this Bitcoin run we've been having. If it's a good one, then bull market is in full swing. Ethereum will go parabolic. Bitcoin will go to its next targets, 130, 135, 150, 200 eventually. Ethereum will go to its all-time highs, then start heading to its targets of 7,000, 8,000, 12,000, and then you'll have coins like ADA, which we traded live on the show yesterday. I told you I was buying that in the morning forecast show. That the position is now closed. I still hold my spot bag, but over 100% gain on that position on a leverage trade. And coins like that will just pop left, right, and center. And then of course you've got XRP in the mix with all of that, a blue chip that will go up to its $10 ranges. So it is getting to that point in the market where we're now in August. Remember I said September, XRP will start making all-time highs. October, it will start potentially going to its $10 mark. November, we might see the smaller caps. And by the time we reach 2026, most likely the bull market will be over. But that means we're entering the most exciting part of a bull cycle, and we are all going to have a lot of emotions. And if you're tuning in live to this show, we'll be navigating the markets together, sharing the experiences together, keeping ourselves in check, and making sure we come out on top. Unlike other channels, which will continue to promote, continue to give you clickbait titles to say it's going to keep going 100x, 100x, we're going to be here potentially taking profits or keeping each other in line and giving you guys some good information so you can make an informed decision. So make sure you are subscribed, because that is all coming up, hopefully with today's PPI data coming in. Hopefully softer than expected. I really hope today's PPI data is in line with what we saw on CPI a couple of days ago. It would be a brutal end to this nice uptrend if PPI contradicts the CPI report we got a couple of days ago. So we'll see. So let me go down into some of these stories. Remember, this is actually again, 2 days in a row now, we want to appreciate the premium members of the newsletter. So this is a premium only newsletter. Again, today, sometimes, or most of the time, we do let the free members see the top 5 stories, but not the deep dives and the charts and the stuff. But today, everything is for premium members only. So I do want to give a big welcome to all of the new subscribers. A lot of people joining the newsletter now. I really do appreciate it, especially the premium members. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you are enjoying the newsletter. So the newsletter is your daily edge. It's not just another random newsletter. Every morning I send sharp, no fluff, market rundowns to get you informed, to get you informed and moving. There's no noise, no recycled headlines, just you get the 5 things you need to know every day before the market opens. You get the chart of the day with all my technical analysis on it. You get big story breakdowns on stocks and crypto that matter. You get exclusive insights from the EVTOL market from Vaz every Saturday. The best EVTOL news you can ever find is every Saturday on this newsletter, and it's an emerging market, so we love to cover it. You get the tools and thinking to build and points to build real conviction. So you've got a 7-day free trial. If you've got the newsletter, you can go click on that, and I'll keep you going. I'll also give you a link right now if you want to sign up to a newsletter. Let me give you that link. And for some reason, I've lost my link. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, it's it. Okay. Yeah, so it's the daily market forecast. You get the chart breakdowns, you get the community access. Remember, that's quite a big thing as well. You can literally message me at any point. I get a notification on my phone and I respond to you right away. And it works out to about 30 cents a day. So if you are investing in the markets, this is an investment in yourself to understand the news, the real news, not the fake news. The link is in the first link in the description. If you got today's newsletter, you can just go there and do your 7-day free trial. A lot of stories today, but what I'm going to go down to first is the extra story today, which is markets brace for PPI report that can seal September rate cut odds. This is going to be very important. It's happening in 37 minutes. So the July producer price index drops at 8:30 Eastern time today, setting the stage for a pivotal moment in the Federal Reserve's rate path. Markets are digesting yesterday's cooler CPI report and last week's sharp job slowdown, with investors betting on a 96% of chance of a rate cut in September. But, and this is a big but, and I hope this doesn't happen, but a hotter PPI, especially in core services, will change that calculus. Remember, we are really expecting rate cuts in September now. This is the month I've been calling for. September. I still believe it will be September, even if the data's not as good. Oh, what's happening here? What's happening here? I've just refreshed this and look at this. This is something we haven't seen. The data has completely changed. This is bullish. I'll explain this in a second. Look at this. And 100% chance now. The market is pricing in a 100% chance that we will definitely get a rate cut. But not only that, this is what we've been saying for a while. We've been hinting in the titles. I don't think it will happen, but there's now speculation that it will. The data is now suggesting this. Not only is it a rate cut, but we're looking at a 50% rate cut, a basis point rate cut as well. We've got a 2.2% chance now that we will get a 50 basis point rate cut. We've got a 97.8% chance that we'll get a 25 basis point rate cut. We've got a 0% chance that rate cuts will stay the same. This is breaking right now, and we've been covering this as well. With some people calling for where's it gone over here? Yeah, like Secretary Scott Bessent said that the Federal Reserve should consider a 50 basis point rate interest rate cut in September. If PPI reports today are in line with what we got a couple of days ago with CPI. If they're not hotter than expected, we are now even potentially going to be looking at a 50 basis point rate cut in September. So there we go. That is just breaking news, just coming right now. 50 basis point rate cut is now being priced in to the market and the Fed watch tool. So that is very, very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Well, although we were reporting on it, and it is in the title, I wasn't expecting the official data to be backing that up, but it is now. And that will all rely on what happens. Excuse me. I should have muted the microphone. I didn't have enough time. That all depends on what happens with PPI data, which you can see above my head is happening in about 34 minutes time, covering it live in the show. Zack8 says, Sensei, your newsletter is incredible. Thank you so much, Zack8. But he does have to throw something in there, and he says, I just missed the sports news. Zack8, I wouldn't even know where to start with the sports news, especially US sports news. I don't know anything about it, so I best stick to what I know best and not throw in the sports news. There we go. So I apologize, Zack8. Maybe one day, maybe this will get big enough that we cover all newses. And I was considering doing different, within the newsletter, having different things you can subscribe to. So if you're only investing in the crypto market, you can do the crypto newsletter. You can have the editorial newsletter as a separate service. But maybe in the future, we'll have all the news, and this will be your one-stop shop for every single piece of news. But thank you, Zack8. David Hensley again. Good morning, Sensei, and all the other awesome future millionaires. Sensei, your newsletter is amazing today. Thank you, David Hensley. I hope you appreciate it. We are, it is a members-only newsletter today, a premium newsletter only today, so I hope you appreciate it. There is the link if you want to go see today's newsletter. So, back to PPI. I can't stress enough. I shouldn't be this emotional about it. I should just be neutral, and I should just look at the data, but I just really, really hope PPI is good today. It's such an important report today because CPI was pretty good. Core CPI wasn't brilliant, so that was the caveat there. If PPI is good and softer than expected, or at least not hotter than expected, hopefully lower than expected, it will consolidate the fact that a September rate cut will happen. It will increase the chances that a 50 basis point rate cut will happen. And it just means the crypto market can continue on the bull market. It really, really wants to, because the momentum is there. It just takes a bit more good news with the economy and inflation for there to be some easing in the markets and to get those all-time highs on all our cryptocurrencies. So I really hope that will happen, and then we'll really get what we experienced in 2021 and 2017 and 2018, where we saw 50% moves. And if no one's witnessed that yet before, or if you have and you didn't execute your positions properly, it is a crazy time. You see portfolios go up 20% a day, 50% a day, 100% a day, 20%. You get some days that you're down 40%, but the next day it's up 100%, so it doesn't matter. That's the sort of euphoria crypto cycles go through at the tail end, and we are coming up to the tail end of the cycle. And if we do get this information coming good today, oh God, we're going to have some fun shows on the channel. So here is the data we're expecting, and here is what we want to see. So the July PPI drops at 8:30 today. Yep, we've covered that. But a hotter PPI, especially in core services, will change the calculus. So this is what is expected. This is what we need to go off, because this is what the market has already priced in. So what is expected is headline PPI. And remember, if you don't know what PPI is, it's just a way of measuring inflation. Different way to CPI, pretty similar, but it's more looking at services and the producer price index. The Fed do really like to look at this tool as well. So this is what the market is already sort of pricing in. If it's higher than these numbers, then that's going to be a market crash. If it's lower than these numbers, then it's going to be a market pump. So these are the numbers we're going to keep an eye on. Headline PPI is expected to come in at an increase of 0.2%. June was actually flat, but we're expecting an increase of 0.2%. So inflation is sort of going up. but it's already priced in. So if it goes up 0.1% or if it's flat, then that would be great. Core PPI month on month is also expected to go up 0.2%. In fact, that was flat in June as well. So the markets are already pricing in an increase. So even if we see an increase, it's not bad. But as long as the increase isn't more than 0.2%. Headline PPI year on year is expected to be 2.5%. In June, it was 2.3%. And core PPI is expected to be 2.9%. So services under the microscope for tariff-driven inflation. So keep an eye on these numbers. Screenshot this. Look at it, because we'll be covering it live anyway, so we'll be looking at it if you continue watching the show. But these are the numbers we have to keep an eye out for. If it's and it's just under 30 minutes now until it's a make or break for this bull cycle. So if it's higher than 0.2%, we are in trouble for headline and core. Very easy numbers to remember, 0.2. We are in trouble. People would open short positions. If we're higher than 0.2%, the markets will come down. In my opinion, again, nothing is guaranteed. There is a few other things that you have to keep a lookout for underlying, because there is more data points coming out. But in theory, if we keep it simple, headline and core PPI is expected month on month to be 0.2%. If it's 0.3%, if it's 0.3%, expect the markets to sell off. If it's 0.4%, expect the markets to crash. If it's 0.2%, I think the markets will have a slight rally, and nothing major. If it's 0.1%, that's when we get a rally. And if it's flat, get ready for Bitcoin to be 135,000 by the end of the day. Headline PPI is the same. So those were month on month. Now we're looking at year on year. 2.5% is what's expected, so the same applies. If we're at 2.6%, 2.7% year on year, we're in trouble. If we're at 2.5%, that's the market what it's already expecting, so it'll probably react slightly positively to that news or flat. If it's 2.4%, 2.3% for headline PPI year on year, we're expecting a rally. And we're starting to speak about face-ripping rallies at this point. And the same with core PPI. We're expecting 2.9%. If it's 3%, 3.1%, then we are in trouble. If it's 2.9%, then it'll be fairly flat. It will depend on what the other data points are, and then it will react one way or another based on the little data points behind the scenes. If it's 2.8 or 2.7, we are in for a good day and month and end of year. So let me tell you a bit more about PPI. Make sure you are hitting the like button once you are tuning into the show. We are covering PPI in 28 minutes time. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. So PPI is a key upstream inflation signal, often foreshadowing moves in consumer prices. That's why the Fed like to watch it, because PPI will tell you sort of what CPI is going to do down the line. So the Fed's main concern remains core service inflation, around 3.1% year on year. Well above the 2% target. A benign reading could reinforce the cooling inflation softening jobs narrative, giving policy makers cover to cut rates. So that is the big point. That's what we were talking a lot about a couple of days ago with CPI. The fact that unemployment's going up and inflation's going up. That is horrific. That would be terrible for the markets. But in fact, unemployment was going up, meaning the Fed should be cutting rates, and also inflation was coming down or lower than we expected. So that actually meant it does back up the move that the Fed should cut rates. And now it's the same situation again. So right now we are under the cover that inflation is coming down and unemployment's going up. So that's why we are expecting rate cuts. If we suddenly get an uptick in inflation, then everything goes wrong. An upside surprise, however, risks delaying easing and just as the labour market weakens. So that would be the scenario we don't want to see. A surprise towards the upside. It would risk delaying the easing, risks quantitative easing and not doing that, and also rate cuts. But while the labour market weakens, and if interest rates continue to stay high, when labour market weakens, it weakens faster and faster, and then you have an economy in turmoil. So the backdrop to all of this is CPI July headline 2.7% year on year. Core 3.1% year over year. Jobs July, unemployment was 4.2% and participation was at a 21-month low. The Fed officials from both hawkish and dovish camps are now openly considering multiple cuts. So why does today matter? Well, today's data will shape, and this is really why it matters, today's data will shape market positioning into Chair Powell's Jackson Hole speech on August the 22nd. Remember to make sure you are subscribed and you hit the like button, because events like that is what the retail market don't pay attention to, but we do pay attention to. We'll be covering that live on the show, and that's happening on August the 22nd. And this is where he'll refine the Fed's balancing act between stubborn inflation and rising joblessness ahead of the September the 17th FOMC meeting, or I think it's on the 18th, but you've got those 2 days. Anyway, make sure you also subscribe for that, because the FOMC meeting is going to be the best ever FOMC meeting ever, because we're going to have rate cuts, in my opinion, and possibly 50 basis point rate cuts. Look at this, breaking news there. I'm going to give it another refresh, see if that's changed at all. No, but we are pricing in 100% chance of a rate cut at this point in time, and this could change in 25 minutes. But right now we're pricing in not only a rate cut, but we're also now pricing in a small chance of a 50 basis point rate cut. And the PPI information today, if it is softer than expected, we will have rising chances of a 50 basis point rate cut, and that's when you will start seeing the markets go ballistic. So that's all happening live on the show in 24 minutes time. Who is excited? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. As I said, I'm not normally this emotional, but I'm starting to get really excited about this crypto bull market. I'm starting to get really excited about the euphoria that we're about to witness and the live streams that we're about to do. Because we are coming to the end of the cycle, and this is the most exciting part of the cycle. And unfortunately, it tips in the balance, or it's we have to keep an eye on PPI today, because this could be a make or break moment for the crypto markets and the stock markets, to be honest. So I am getting a bit on edge about this PPI data. I really want it to come in softer than expected, just so we can get, and the other reason is Bitcoin is, unfortunately, if we get bad results, what we've got going on here is a double top. Yesterday we witnessed all-time highs. We got the magnet out. Whoever was here in the last night will know exactly what I mean. We witnessed Bitcoin all-time highs. I said we'll try and be live for every all-time high, and we were once again. We had to get the magnet out. I was getting tired. I got the magnet out just to make sure we got all-time highs, and we did. Some of you won't know what that means. Some of you from yesterday will. But anyway, we got all-time highs yesterday, but since then we are selling off. If PPI data is bad, what you will actually start to see is this double top to actually have a major effect, and you'll probably see quite a sizable correction on Bitcoin, which you don't want to see, because technically speaking, yes, you do have a double top, but if PPI actually comes in better than expected, it will just be a blip, and what you'll start doing is start heading to your next targets of 125 to 130,000, then to 150,000. But if the data is wrong, then the chart analysts will come out, and the analysts around the world will start looking at this and go, ooh, it's a double top on Bitcoin. That's going to start solidifying. And if you get bad PPI, then the consensus around Bitcoin is we've got a double top on Bitcoin. However, if PPI comes in quite bullish today, or cooler than expected, then no one will pay attention to the double top, because Bitcoin will probably just blast through the all-time high today, and then it's not going to become a talking point. However, if PPI is bad, the price is going to go down, and then everyone's going to focus on the fact that Bitcoin has a double top. So that's my experience from the crypto markets, and that's another reason I really want PPI to come in well, because Bitcoin is the king of the markets, whether you like it, whether you think it's a stupid coin, whether you think it's useless and it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. I'm not the biggest fan of Bitcoin, but I have to respect Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is what tells us whether we're in a bull market or a bear market, and we don't want the sentiment to suddenly start being Bitcoin has double topped, inflation is out of control, jobless claims are going up. What do the Fed do? Do they reduce rates? Do they increase rates? Do they try and combat inflation? Do they try and sort out the economy? Well, that could be the sentiment after today's PPI report, and that's why we are so excited to hopefully see PPI come down in 21 minutes time. Make or break moment here on the markets. Everyone is going to be keeping an eye out for it. Right now, the crypto markets are now heading down and down and down. We've got altcoins down between 1% and 6% now. What's going on with Bitcoin? Dominance maybe is having a short-term bounce. Not really. Yeah, it's just the whole market is just coming down. The only one that's done well is our trade from yesterday, which I'm actually out of. I sold at just below $1 and it hit $1.01. Was our breakout on ADA from 83 cents. We took this up all the way to $1, actually 98 cents, I think was my take profit level. Anyway, that was executed overnight, and that was a nice couple 100% gain there on ADA. And the only other position I've got open right now is Filecoin, which is down 2.8%. I think our entries were closer to 2.5 or something around that, 2.55. But PPI could put an end to that trade, depending on which way it goes. So we're keeping an eye on that. We're also going to talk about the Bullish IPO from yesterday in just a second. I just want to have a look at the US markets as well. How is it reacting to this? So I'm going to go to your comments because some of you are asking questions. I want to make sure I answer all your questions as well. The S&P 500 is just not really moving. It's all-time highs yesterday. It's up slightly today, 0.09%. So it's not reacting badly. It's all going to get volatile in 20 minutes time, and in that time I just want to answer some of your questions, come back and do some analysis. Oh, Justice knew about the magnet. There's the magnet emojis. I prefer stablecoin. Is it possible crypto might react bullish even with a bit hotter PPI? Is it possible? No, not really. Not really. Well, yes, I guess so. It depends what... There's a few different data points that will come out today. If one looks bad, a slightly hotter PPI and the rest look good, then yes, it can react well. But in theory, no, not really. Unfortunately not. But remember, I'm not an economist. I don't read the data behind the scenes. Sometimes a lot of data gets released, so the real economists analyze that data behind the scenes and react to it and make their trades, which... at the end of the day, they've got much more money than us retail. If we get that cycle, we are going to need more chart updates because I expect a file to top at $10-ish. Yeah. Well, we're going to do charts every single day. Don't you worry. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We will go through the bull cycle together, and hopefully PPI allows that to happen. If it's bad PPI, then we might just be delayed a bit longer, and then we'll have to wait for the next inflation report. And if it's not as bad as expected, then maybe the markets will digest that, and still there'll be enough bullish data or information coming out or news coming out throughout the time that can overturn the slightly hotter PPI or the if PPI is slightly hotter, it might react in a little crash to begin with, but over the next month, if there's more bullish news coming out, then we might forget about it. Producer price index, yes. Hey man, good morning. Is it morning where you live? Yes, it is. Actually no, it's the afternoon now. It's about 1 p.m. here in the UK. Crypto is red this morning. I don't see it pumping. Yeah, because we've got a double top on Bitcoin and we're all awaiting PPI. Can you explain the technical analysis on XRP?
At Stuart Young 5,485 donated $2 through a super chat. I am still new to the space. Just hold right now?
Just hold right now. Look, I don't give financial advice. I can't tell you whether to hold, buy or sell. I can tell you what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is I'm just holding. Because at one point or another, I think crypto will perform well. PPI is going to be very important. The answer to your question is, are you prepared for the upside? Are you prepared for a $5, $10 XRP? Are you prepared for whatever coin you're looking at? Are you prepared for the big upside? Are you prepared to go sideways for years? Are you prepared for a 70-80% correction? If you're prepared for all three of those scenarios, although some of them might look obviously better than others, as long as you're prepared for all scenarios, then holding is fine. But I don't want to give you any advice. XRP chart analysis. If you want to do a chart request, we can have a look at it, or if you become a member, I'll look at it for you. We do XRP quite regularly, so we will come on to it at some point. But if you want me to do it now, you can become a member or do a super chat. Something is brewing. Something is short. Yes, something is definitely brewing. In 16 minutes time, we're getting PPI. There is definitely something brewing at this point. Canvas coin, if I don't know about it. Is it good to buy Ethereum after a rate cut or before? I don't give financial advice. I'm already in Ethereum. We were looking at Ethereum at $1,600. We were looking at it at $1,000 in the bear market. I wouldn't be buying it today, but although I still think it has quite good upside. If you're looking long term, it doesn't really matter. Is it good to buy ETH now? I've answered that. Altcoin season is brewing big time. Yes, it is. And that's what I'm so excited about. I really, 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 really hope PPI comes in softer than expected, because we will have a face-ripping rally and we will have a massive altcoin season, in my opinion. So it is brewing, but something can put an end to it. And that one thing is interest rates. Inflation. Why before? I'll explain way better. I just don't want to give advice. There's pros and cons for buying it either way. If you're buying it after, well, at least you know what you're buying, and if the rallies continue. If you buy it before, well, if it pumps, then you've already got in while it's down. It depends what your risk tolerance is. It depends on so many factors. I can't answer that question. Why is the market down before a report? When the market is down before a report, it's always a good sign. Well, we will see, CJ. I hope so. I hope you're right with that. So do you think crypto is not related to rate cut? Crypto is certainly related to rate cuts. A massive risk-on asset when rates are cut. And when there's easing in the markets and when money supply goes up, crypto loves that sort of environment. GRRR is up 17%. Thank you very much. Jerome, too late. Too late, pal, is the fall guy. Our Trust Grandmaster in Chief will save the dollar. Gold back RLUSD. Thank you so much for your thoughts. I love it. It's all Jerome Powell's fault. I don't agree with that, but there we go. The evidence is in the fact that inflation is quite high. You don't want to be reducing rates when inflation is very high. But you do want to start reducing them when the path is clear, and hopefully PPI sets that path in motion today in 13 minutes time. Wow, we've got 600 people watching us. Please make sure you have hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me show you this. We're on 95,000. Oh, we're going to hit 96,000, maybe live on the show. 95,932. Can we get another 68 subscribers of the channel? Can we hit 96,000? This is incredible. I could never, well, I did sort of imagine this day, but I could never really picture the day where we're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Oh my God. Can we do 96,000 live on the show? Wow, 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 wow. Can we do it? We will see. Will Trump and Putin meeting move the markets? Slightly, but I don't imagine a big movement unless it goes really badly. Fortunately or unfortunately, the Russia-Ukraine news doesn't really move the markets anymore like it did when it first took place. I'm still new to the space, just hold right now. But as I explained, thank you for your super chat, but I can't really give advice whether you should buy, sell, or hold. Is it good? My advice on that would be prepared. Be prepared for all scenarios. If you're investing in something, you invest with confidence, and you know you're okay if it goes down, you know you're okay if it goes sideways, and you know you're going to take advantage if it goes up. And that's the most simple advice I can give. Is it good to just hold through these times rather than buying in before the news? I'm still new to the space, 7 months in, never experienced these kind of moments yet. They happen every month, Stuart. Every single month you get PPI and CPI, so it happens behind the scenes and you probably haven't even noticed it. So nothing different now that you're watching this event, although it's a bit more of an important one, I believe. But if you buy something, you have conviction to buy. You're buying it for a reason. And if you're buying it for a reason and you've done your research before you buy it, then you've bought it knowing that it's not going to be an easy journey. You might go down. Depending on what asset you bought, you might go down 100%. You might go down 80% if you bought something like XRP or Ethereum. You might go down 70% or 60% if you bought Bitcoin. You might go down 50% if you bought the S&P 500. You need to be prepared for the downside. You might go sideways. The S&P 500 had a long run where it went sideways for 10 years. Not brilliant, but if you were prepared for it, you would have been fine. And you need to be prepared for the upside. That's normally what happens in these markets. You go up over time, especially the S&P 500, and you need to be prepared for your plan and what you're going to do if it goes up. So when you're buying an asset, depending on how risky the asset is, it might go more down more often than not. It might be more risky, so you've got different risk tolerances. The risk to reward might be different. It all depends on what you're buying with. But I like to do my research, buy with conviction, be happy with my buy, and be prepared for all scenarios. I don't have much on holding for 3 months. Congratulations to you. I saw an interview with Eric Trump talking about his new company stablecoin and his new coin called WLFI. Do you think it'll be competition for XRP? No, I don't. Not major competition anyway. Crypto Bull is about to bust out the station and run. Yes, it's going to happen just in 10 minutes time. Can we get this is like, I should write confirmation of Martyn's going to be live as well. You've got a good choice here today. You've got the choice whether to stay with me or go to Martyn. I'll be ending literally a couple minutes after the inflation report as well. Potentially, I don't know. I think Martyn will message me what he wants me to do, but or I might go a bit longer and give you some more analysis. But you've got the choice of both. This is what we're doing on the channel. You've got a choice. Do you want to stay with me? Do you want to go over to Martyn? Whatever you prefer. Martyn will be going live in 4 minutes or soon now, I imagine. And he's got the information as well. So the choice is with you guys. Who are you going to go watch? You've got 2 options on the market right now on the same channel. Thank you, Martyn, for dropping that in. Crypto Bull is about to, this is why I'm so excited. In 9 minutes time, we should be calling this show, is the crypto bull market going to happen or not? Because that's what we're going to decide in 9 minutes time. It's going to be a big one. Cheers. Thank you. No worries, Stuart Young. What's up, Martyn? Question for you. Why is everything skyrocketed about XRP stood? No, it's not. Tool 94. We've been talking about XRP going sideways for the month of August. People were laughing at me and saying XRP is going to all-time highs. The SEC case ending is the most bullish thing ever. And I said, I expect XRP to have a sideways month in August. And that's been playing out. The caveat to that is if PPI goes... much better than expected, much softer than expected, then XRP can start rallying as well, because I think the whole market will rally, but we'll see. Should I get a trade ready? I might do it live on the show. I don't think I can show it because it's on my phone, but what should I do? Maybe, what coin should I pick? What I'm going to do, and this is a degenerate move, this is not something I recommend everyone does. Just if I see the report is much better than expected, that's when I'll execute the trade. And what should I do it on? Should I do it on XRP or should I do it on ADA? Should we do it on Filecoin? What should I do it on? It doesn't really matter because everything will pump, but what will pump more than others? Maybe ADA because it's already up on the day. The momentum is already there. Should we do it on ADA? I don't know. I'm trying to pick a token. So basically what I'm going to do, and this is not financial advice, this is sort of gambling at this point, is once we witness the PPI data in 7 minutes time, if I see it within that second and it's much, much better than expected, then I'll go long with a high leverage position for a quick trade. I'll go 30x or something like that, just for a quick trade. So it's very, very, very high risk, but it'll be a bit of fun. I think I'll do Ethereum. So what I'm going to do is ETH USD, Ethereum USDT. We'll go something crazy. We'll go 50x. And I'm not going to execute this trade no matter what. I'm going to execute it only if, and my finger will be on the buy button, only if once the PPI data comes in, and this is probably not going to happen, but only if the PPI data is much softer than expected. So let's remind ourselves of those numbers. Let me go through your comments once again, then we'll remind ourselves of those numbers. And I'm going to do something stupid and lose all my money live on the show. So here we go. Thoughts on M-Phase? It's at its first buy level. The next one will be another 50% move down. I'm long-term bullish on it. I haven't looked at it recently in the last few days, but I remember it was at its first buy zone for it went up, then it came back to the buy zone. Thanks for answering. No worries. When's the next IPO to buy? There's a few more coming up. We're going to be covering them live. Kraken's IPOing, Gemini's IPOing, I think. Got crypto companies IPOing. Ripple IPO would be the one to get into, hey? So we want the PPI higher and unemployment claims lower. And definitely not. We do not want PPI higher. We definitely don't want PPI higher. We want PPI lower. We want inflation down. And we want unemployment down. We want both of them down. Inflation down, unemployment down. What's going on right now is inflation is quite high and unemployment's going up. So Gorilla is pumping a little. Yes, we have heard that. Thank you, David. A lot of times XRP has hit 355 and retraces as it just did again. A lot of times XRP hits. Yeah, no, we've expected a sideways XRP. Let me go through all these comments. I did XRP, Bitcoin. Congratulations. Oh, you're long on them, or what do you mean, Motto 18? And do stay with me straight after PPI. Once we see what happens, I'll be giving you I'll give it to you now. There is a $1,000 giveaway. Here is the link. If you want to win $1,000 worth of XRP, there it is. Click on that link. All you have to do is free for all, free to enter. I'm going to explain it very, very quickly. This is your chance to do it. That link will take you straight over here, and all you have to do is free for all, free to enter. Basically, each thing you do, you get more tickets. The more tickets you get, the higher chance you get to win. You can win with just one ticket. How do you get your tickets? Well, you might already follow Martyn on X. You might already subscribe to my newsletter, even the free version. You might already follow Vaz. All you have to do is come down the list, read what click on this, you claim your tickets. If you haven't done it, you can click on that and you will do the task, and once you've done the task, you will get more tickets. So go and do that. There is the link for $1,000 of XRP given away live on the show. Okay, now we're getting very close. Now it's going to get nerve-wracking. We're about 3.5 minutes away from an altcoin season or not an altcoin season. This is going to get very exciting. As I said, I'm going to do something very silly and do a 50x? What am I doing? I don't remember what. Yeah, 50x long on Ethereum if the data's good. But that's once I see the data. And I don't know if it'll be good. So please do not copy what I'm doing. This is really, really stupid. What's a bad PPI rating? Okay, I'll go through the numbers now. ADA Filecoin won't react as strongly. ADA Filecoin won't react as strongly. Yeah, I think ADA will react well, but I'm actually going to do it on Ethereum because Ethereum's close to all-time highs. And I'm going 50x, so... ADA is holding. Yeah, XRP, please. XRP. We'll come on to XRP analysis. Long on XRP. No, I think I'm going to do Ethereum because it's close to all-time highs. Since I did the PPI numbers release yet? No, obviously not. Look at the. There's a timer live on the show. Okay, let's get ready. So let's remind ourselves of the numbers. Here we go. This is make or break for the bull market. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Are we going to get 96,000 subscribers? We might get it live as it happens, so please do subscribe. Here are the numbers, live in the newsletter. That's the newsletter from a couple of days ago with the XRP ETF. Where are the numbers? They're here. This is what we're expecting. If it's lower than these numbers, then I might go in with a long position. Here we go. Headline PPI. This is what is expected. This is the consensus. So if it's lower than these numbers, we get bullish. Let me just make sure I've got this running. So we've got this. And what I'm going to do is make sure we're all the way up to speed. So I'm going to go over here and make sure we are all the way up to speed. I'm going to go here and get the economic calendar up, see where we'll get the information first. Okay. Martyn is live right now as well. You can go and tune into Martyn as well. He is live right now as well. So Martyn, you can see the link is right above. Here we go. We are literally 2 minutes away. I'm just going to open this page as well, and we'll get that over there as well. Let me give you all the numbers. So this is what we're expecting. 0.2 headline, 0.2 month-on-month core. So that's very easy to remember. Core and headline are both 0.2 as expected. If we get 0.1 or 0%, I might go in with a long. Please do not follow me. Please do not lose money. I can afford to lose all the money I put into this trade. So do not put in more than you can afford to lose into any market. Anyway, 0.2 percent is core and headline CPI is what we're expecting. If it's lower, I might go long. Headline is 2.5 and core PPI year on year. These are both year on year are 2.9 and 2.5. If it's lower than that, then we might go long. If it's higher, then I'm not going to do anything and the markets might crash. So here we go. We've got the news coming in now. No, not coming in yet. Not long left now. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Here we go. Smash that like button. Get ready. Get ready. We have got 20 seconds now. Ethereum's heading down. Ethereum's heading down. We've got 10 seconds. 10 seconds. What's going on? Are we going to get them speaking? 10 seconds, 5 seconds.
Here we go. Here. So we've got a read on inflation. We'll get that from PPI. Got a read on the labour market. We'll get that from jobless claims. And that data drops in about 15 seconds' time. So going into that data, this is what the price action looks like. So equities just about unchanged.
Here we go.
Close to all-time highs, close to all-time highs in yesterday's session, back-to-back record highs on the S&P 500. In the bond market, multi-month lows across the front end of the curve into the belly
not looking good.
We have not seen come back to.
This is not looking good. Oh my God, we need to go short.
368 on a 2-year. Let's get some data. Here's the surprise, big upside surprise. PPI. PPI final demand coming in at 0.9%. The expectation in our survey was 0.2. I'll give you a breakdown of PPI.
Not good, not good, really bad.
In the labour market. Claims at 220.
Oh my God.
224,000. Yesterday was 225. Previous number 8 revised 227. So compare and contrast what's happening here in the labour market. That data looks okay. To what's happening with inflation. PPI has just come in much stronger than anticipated. At least off the back of that, you're seeing a stronger.
We are short on the market.
And we do. Yields up at the front end of the curve.
I wasn't expecting to go short.
Up by a single basis point on 10s.
It raises a question, why would the Fed cut rates if they do see signs of inflation? We have to look at the components to understand what goes into core PCE, because that has been a key consideration. Nonetheless, just on the headline level, the fact that ex-food and energy PPI rose 3.7% year over year versus the expectation of 3%. You're seeing that across the board when you look at even ex-food and energy on a month over month, 0.6% versus the expectation of 0.2%, as you were saying. It just raises a question. Have we fully indicated what kind of inflationary impulse there would be from tariffs, given the fact
we're short.
some of the
Oh
goods
my
are not
God.
coming in with those tariff prices in a way that they could have avoided?
This is not good. This is not good.
Equities pulling back by about a third of 1% on the S&P 500 in response to this economic data. Labour market's okay based on jobless claims. We can talk about continuing claims in a moment, but it's really PPI driving this price action. And after 2 days of outperformance on the Russell, what happens? We're down.
Oh God, bull market over. Okay, what we're gonna do is this is not good at all. What are we gonna do? I'm short. I'm up on the short, but I'm not very happy about the fact that I'm up on a short because I wanted to be long. God, not good. PPI has come in much worse than expected. At least we brought you that information straight away live. It's quite bad. I think I'm going to do an analysis with Martyn. I'm going to send everyone over to Martyn's show. I'm going to call into Martyn's show. And what we're going to do is do a full analysis there. PPI came in. Consensus was 0.2. We got 0.9. Year over year was 2.5. We got 3.3. Food and energy was not supposed to be 0.2, we got 0.9. Year on year was supposed to be 2.9, we got 3.7. The worst PPI I've ever seen, really, compared to consumer index, compared to consensus. This is an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. Bad echo. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry about the echo. Sorry about the echo. We're all good now. Oh God. Bull market could be over. I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. But this is what we expect. I told you this is going to happen if we get bad. Oh, we were so excited. We were so ready for good PPI, and we just got the worst data possible. Oh, God. Okay. What are we going to do now? There's nothing to do. I'm holding long term. The good news is I've got a 50x short on the market right now. If there's a caveat to anything. Market crash. This will present opportunity at some point. That's the good news. But you've got everything correcting. This is why I said this is the most important PPI data, and I gave you all the numbers. Calm down, G, says Mark. Well, yeah, no, I will calm down. But it's just live emotion at the end of the day. We were hoping for really good data so that it could be bull market in full swing. We've got the worst possible data we could have imagined, really, with PPI. I think Martyn's live right now. Let's see if we can tune into Martyn and possibly just go over and analyze this with Martyn. So let me go over to Martyn and see if we can bring Martyn, if we can join Martyn's stream. Let me see what I should do. Okay, so markets are crashing quite badly right now. Wow, Bitcoin down 4%. What's Ethereum doing? Ethereum's holding up better than Bitcoin at this point in time. I chose the wrong thing to short. God, I should have shorted Filecoin. Okay, let me get your reaction to all of this. Look, at the end of the day, it's PPI data. At some point, this will fade away, and I don't know what the Fed's going to do now. In all honesty, I haven't had time to really analyze this. I want to get Martyn's thoughts on this. Okay, rate cut expectations haven't changed yet. Okay, what we're going to do, 4K wiped off Bitcoin. What we're going to do is we're all going to go over to Martyn's show, and then we're going to analyze this. So Martyn is live right now. You don't have to go anywhere. Martyn's going to have a lot of thoughts on this. Let's remove that. Martyn's going to have a lot of thoughts on this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to end the stream, but we're going to go over to another stream. I'm going to call in to Martyn's show. We're going to go through this together. So here is the link for Martyn's show. Just before we go, make sure you have subscribed. Please do make sure you have subscribed. Make sure you have signed up to the newsletter, because all that information for that, for how important this was, so you weren't caught off guard by this, was in the newsletter. So you would know what numbers were good, what numbers were bad, and that's in the newsletter every single day. So there's the newsletter link. If you haven't downloaded the newsletter or got the newsletter yet, please go and get it. It is, you get the 5 top stories of the day, the deep dives, and everything there. So I'm going to keep that open for now. It is pumping back up, isn't it? Is it coming back up? I'm going to keep my short open, however, I think. Should I keep it open? I'm going to keep it open, I think. Anyway, we're going to go and analyze this with Martyn. I do imagine a bounce back and then a continuation down. So here's the link to Martyn's show. We're going to go straight there right now. Here is Martyn's show. We're going to go and analyze it. I'm going to go and call into Martyn's show as right now. So here we go. Here you go. This is the link to Martyn. Stay exactly where you are. Martyn's already live. Go straight to there. He's live. I'm going to call in about a minute's time. So Martyn's already live. Go and tune into a show. There is the link. Keep the short open. Happy with gains. Don't keep yeah. I've lost all my gains now. I think I didn't actually go through. I think it went through on the way down. So there we go. Anyway. PPI or PPI. There we go. Straight over to Martyn now. There is the link. This show will take you directly there. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to still be there. We're going to go over. I'm going to call in. You're going to join the show. See you there to analyze exactly what's going on. Bye-bye. See you right there. Same channel. 5 seconds. Bye-bye.